Hi, this is Christian. Uh, I'm living in Salvador, and I'll be providing you some advices, some tips about the roads, about the traffic here in El Salvador, some experiences that we already have, or for example, some tips that the police, that the advisors from the government provide us to keep a good environment while you're driving here in El Salvador. For example, you have to be careful with the people in motorcycle because they are unrespectful. They are too abusive at the moment to drive um, in the roads in downtown. They like doing zigzag between the cars, between the people, even though. So you have to be careful with the motorcycles because they don't respect you. Also, another advice could be for you to stay tuned from the road signs, from the all the signs in the street, because sometimes there are some actions in the street that are not allowed by the law. So you have to be careful because otherwise the police will see you, and it will give you a fault, and you will have to pay. It's around $11 or 34, and the most expensive is around 50 $57 you will have to pay. So just to be careful with that. Another advice is don't drive drunk, because here in El Salvador is the people used to do it very often, and it's not a good practice because there are a lot of accidents here in El Salvador due to that reason. So we need to be careful with that because every single weekend there are a lot of accidents in the news that people drunk is having accidents. So be careful with that because we don't want to die. We don't want to have more accidents here in our country due to that reason. So be careful with that. Um, Another tip from based on my experience is to keep your distance from the another car, from another bus, from another um, truck, because sometimes they tend to go back, and you can't crash that car. So be careful with that because some one time happened to me. um, I had to pay to that person because I crashed the back from that car. So stay tuned with that in the traffic jam because um, they are unrespectful too. So another thing here in El Salvador is about the traffic jam. Every single day, every single morning, every single afternoon and at noon, there is a lot of traffic. Even though if on weekends, Saturday on at noon is awful. So you have to be patient, do your time, to do not be in a hurry because that can cause some accidents too. So be careful with that. And another advice for you guys if you come across to El Salvador and you will be driving here is always use um, the speed limit approved by the laws, approved by the government, because in that way we'll be avoiding some accidents too. So it's important for us, it's important for you, for your family, to respect the speed limit and the road because It is not Fast and the Furious. Here is a common way, a common road trip. So those movies are totally controlled. So be careful with that. We don't want to um, that you come here to El Salvador and have an accident. So be careful with that. And last but not least, always check your car. Always check the water. Always check the oil level. Always check the lubricant from the brakes. Review your brakes. Review your suspension. Review all the electric system, the lights, the directionals. Review your tires. Review all the car, because sometimes there are a lot of accidents too, because there are something that is failing. There is something that is um, not working properly. So review your car. Remember that it's your life, it is your family's life. So you need to check your car. Do not forget it. Do not forget it. Always, and respect the people that is walking. Respect them. Respect the animal that is crossing the streets. Respect them if they are dogs, if they are cows, if they are cats. Always respect their lives matters too. So be careful with all the things between or around your road. Just another typical information from El Salvador. It could be, as I mentioned before, be careful with the motorcycle drivers. Be careful with the public transportation driver, because they are too abusive too. So be careful with the road signs. Respect them, because you can pay some bills to the government and to the policy. So another thing is, as I mentioned, review your car, review that is working properly, review all of them. Another thing is, do not drive drunk. So that will be some advices, some tips. And if you come to El Salvador, please visit our beaches, because there are a lot of roads that you will have wonderful views, wonderful um, streets, and you will be able to enjoy our our country, our trips. So hope this video, hope these advices help you a lot. That hope that this be useful for you if you come to El Salvador. And that is the end. Please be careful, not just in El Salvador, in all your countries, in all your and your daily basis and your daily drives. Be careful, because your life matters, your family life matters, and the other people lives matters too. So be careful, have a wonderful day, and take care. See ya.